This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be doing a breakdown of Whitney Houston. Our sworn enemy personality database has her as an isfj. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so if we go check out the chart here, you'll find out that the isfj is informative, they are progression, they are systematic, they're FETI, SINE users. So we're gonna break it down in the concrete. So we're gonna break it down. We're gonna see what she is, and you see if personality database is right or not. At this point, if you believe personality database is correct all the time, I don't know where you've been. But yeah, you guys know we use Linda Barrens metrics to break things down. A week from now, we're gonna have Dario Nardi on. He's the neuroscience of personality. He has brain scans in this book. He has brain scans in his new book, The Magic Diamond, and he's also releasing a new book in March, he told me. So that's going to be interesting. It's always great to talk to him. But we noticed also that 50% of our viewers are not subscribed. So you guys can please subscribe and comment below a celebrity you won't type. We'll slowly make our way through them. But yeah, I think that's it. Let's do this.
Whitney, it seems to has happened a lot to your voice. I mean, on this new album, have you worked with it very steadily? Because I mean, you seem to have developed enormously on your new record.
I think it's simply because you all haven't heard all that you're going to hear from me. I think that's why, and it's been a long period of time that you haven't heard from me. So I think that to you it sounds like it's something that I worked on, but to me it's a very natural thing. I haven't worked on anything, it just comes that way.
So there's a lot of things that we're still going to see from you.
See and hear, yes, absolutely.
And you're also planning to become a movie star. I mean, you've signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, the movie company. What kind of roles would you like to play?
Well, I don't plan on becoming a movie star. I just want to do some acting. If movie stardom comes to be, then so be it. But I
just want to do some acting. Okay, so what I'm noticing right now with Whitney Houston is that she's coming off responding and she's coming off direct. Okay, so we're gonna put an asterisk side direct and responding. Okay. But she seems to be coming off responding. And that last thing she just said was progression. She was like, I basically don't have an outcome. I just want to act. And then if it flows from there, it flows. So I'm going to put a point down for progression on that. Go back and watch that. She basically just said, if it flows there, it goes there.
From you
see and hear, yes, absolutely.
And you're also planning to become a movie star. I mean, you've signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, the movie company. What kind of roles would you like to play?
Well, I don't plan on becoming a movie star. I just want to do some acting. If movie stardom comes to be, then so be it. But
she doesn't really have an outcome. If it happens, it happens.
I don't have any particular role that I'd like to play. Only one that I can play that I can actually get into, something that I can truly identify with and have some fun with, I think that's basically the
identify with, I guess that'd be on the FI lens, or TEFI, and have some fun. I'm going to put that as SE.
So acting is just an extension of entertainment to me, unlike, it's different from the music industry, but it's really just another world of entertainment that I'd like to venture into.
I heard something about yesterday. You said something about you like to play a big fat woman.
Yeah, there was it's something that I thought about at one time. There was a script that I had. It was a Dreamgirls script, and the part of the woman in the actual play Dreamgirls was one played by a heavyset woman who actually at some point in the career loses the weight and really gets her thing together, becomes more conscious of her look. It was very appealing to me to play a heavy set person, being that I never have been heavy. So I just thought it would be a lot of fun and an experience to feel what it would be like to be a heavy set kind of person.
But why do these roles appeal to you? Is that because you'd like to show people
because
that you could do something
sure,
very different?
Sure, because it's different and it's fun. It's
different and it's fun.
The one main thing about this whole business is to enjoy it and to have some fun while you're working at it. I think that was really my whole concept of playing a heavy set person, someone who was heavy, I should say, not fat, because I don't like to be called skinny, so I hate to say people are fat.
I don't like to be called fat, skinny, so I don't like to be called, so that's FI too. That's FI.
I'd like to say pleasantly plump or heavy. It's just an exciting thing to be able to make the transitions, of different characters and different looks or different, styles and things like that, which are very, very appealing to me.
Is that because you like to surprise people?
I like to surprise myself. Most, I think, I like to
surprise myself. Come on, T. That's more FI.
See what I've got, and you only know what you've got until you try it. Basically that's what it was. I don't think I want to shock people.
You don't know what you got until you try it. That's progression.
Surprise people. I think people are already shocked and surprised no matter what I do for some very strange reason or another.
Other people are shocked and surprised no matter what I do. That's what other people. That's it.
No, it's just something that I just wanted to do. It was no real big thing.
In what way are people shocked? What do you mean?
Very normal things. You know how the media will take a very simple.
That's TE. You know.
Situation.
The media do take something that's SE. Talking about the media, that's other stuff.
I think I remember reading once in the British press, Whitney is. Oh, it was just so dramatic. Whitney is tired of being a star. She doesn't want to be a star anymore. She's. That whole thing, and it had nothing at all to do with that. She's very uncomfortable with her stardom, and which is totally not true. I am very comfortable with my position. There are times when I get kind of tired of being in this position. I'd like to pass off to somebody else. I'd like to say, I wish I had a double sometimes saying, will you do this job for me? Will you go and...
Hypothetical, abstract, I wish I had a double.
To this meeting, will you make this decision for me? That kind of thing. I think, and that's I think anybody in my position knows that and understands that. Anybody who isn't, I don't think really would.
When do you specifically get this feeling? I mean, you've talked about these days where you don't want to be Whitney Houston and where you just want to be an ordinary girl.
There is no specific time, honey. It just happens at certain times. I mean, I can't say on October the 29th I felt this way.
Maybe she's getting direct now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take direct. Okay, she's looking like a direct TFI user, SE. So with her being direct, that makes her only ESTJ, ESTP, ENTJ, ENFJ. Okay, and then you got ISTJ, ISTP, INTJ, and infj. Okay, and what we're looking at right now is she's coming off responding. So I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate ESTJ, ESTP, ENTJ, ENFJ. Okay, because she's responding. If you see there's like a break every time she kind of responds, she's staying on topic. She's not changing anything. She's just responding primarily, and she's also doing she's done a couple progression points. So direct responding progression is ISTJ, ISTP, INFJ, and INTJ, and she's coming off like a TFI user. So ISTP and INFJ would be actually eliminated as well. So actually we're down to two types right now: ISTJ or INTJ. Okay.
It's just at certain times, it varies,
What do you understand, by the word being a professional?
Exactly that. Being a professional is doing what your duty calls for. I am head of my organization. I am the boss. So
I am the head of my organization. I am the boss. It's TEFI. Come on.
Being a professional and rising to the occasion is what being a professional is all about, and actually acting in a professional manner. When I decided to become a professional singer, there were certain things that you had to do that people would call you or recognize you as a professional. Like my mother used to always tell me, well, when you're going to be a professional singer, you have to be on time. You have to know your part right away. You have to be flexible to switch parts. If that is what happens. If you have to take a note from someone else and somebody else takes your part, then you have to be prepared to sing that note. So that makes you a professional. That makes you a master at your game, a master at what you do. But being a professional is acting in the manner in which you are put into, the position that you're in. And
all right, so one of the core needs of an NT is mastery and competence. They really care about that. And you see that? And one of the types that can master pretty much anything is the intj. So this is pretty funny. Go back and listen to her talk about it.
Someone else and somebody else takes your part, then you have to be prepared to sing that note.
And
so
that there would be a system there as well, but we already know ISTJ and INTJs are both systematic. The difference between ISTJ and INTJ, ISTJs are concrete and ISTJs are affiliative, so they care about doing what's right. As an INTJ is pragmatic, which means they care about doing what's effective, what works. They tend to be like rebellious contrarians and whatnot, while as affiliative people are more interdependent. They care about more inclusion. They're going to ask for permission before they do something, while a pragmatic person is going to ask for forgiveness. So it just shows you that they're more independent or whatnot. And INTJs are SENI and ISTJs are SINE. Okay, and we've already got 4 points for SENI. So it's looking like Whitney Houston's an INTJ.
A professional, that makes you a master at your game, a master at what you do. But being a professional,
the way she's talking, I feel pressed in the corner. That's how direct she's getting.
Professional is acting in the manner in which you are put into, the position that you're in, and hopefully I do that.
Do you think it's possible to become too professional?
No, I don't think there's any. I don't think there's. I think that professionalism has a place and time. I think there's a time to be professional and there's a time to just be, totally.
She's talking about being pragmatic. Time to be professional, time not to be pragmatic. There you go. Oh, man, Whitney. She seems like one of them INTJ bitches, man. Like one of the ones that you just like, yo, calm down. Like you are like too much.
Unprofessional. I have those moments too. I'm not professional all the time.
I'm not professional all the time. Come on, you got to forgive me because I'll be making mistakes. Pragmatic.
I'm only professional when my job calls for it to be professional. I try to make professional decisions and ones that will that are sound decisions.
Sound effective
but
decisions.
I'm not professional all the time, and who wants to be? I know I don't want to be all the time.
Would you be scared?
I want my freedom. Whereas I don't want to be because I want my freedom.
That you were reacting very professional in your private life as well?
Sometimes it kind of gets in the way. It's sometimes hard to separate the two, because actually your professional life becomes most of your life. So, sometimes it's kind of hard to...
Very matter of fact.
Differentiate the two, but like I said, there's a time and a place for everything, There's a time when I just want to play, and I just want to be free and just,
I just want to be free. I'm pragmatic. I need my freedom. Let's go.
Do and say and go where I want to go. And there are times
go
when
where
I can't.
Go.
And those are times when I have to deal with business situations, and, I have to be professional about it.
Are you a businesswoman?
Yes, I think so.
What is a businesswoman to you?
Well, what does a businesswoman do? She says what she doesn't want.
Look at her. Basically, I'm a bitch. Basically, I am a mean ass bitch.
Are you a businesswoman?
Yes, I think so.
What is a businesswoman for you?
Well, what does a businesswoman do? She says what she doesn't want.
S-E-N-I.
And she knows primarily what she wants. And that's a pretty tough
S-E-N-I. That's N-I.
thing to have to determine sometimes. And you have to tell people what they're supposed to do.
And you're supposed to tell people what they're supposed to do. That's direct.
Not always the easiest thing to do, and sometimes you have to get into people's cases, as they say.
You gotta be a bitch. You gotta get on their case.
Because it's to keep an organization and to keep it organized and
to keep it organized, to keep it whatever. That's all TE.
Everybody in their place, and
keep
what
everybody in their place because I'm running this thing.
Prospective jobs are. That becomes sort of hard at times. Most of the people that work with me are people I've known for many years, and it's hard sometimes to make the transition from being the friend to the boss, from the boss to the friend, or from the daughter to the boss, from the boss to the daughter. You have to wear different hats at times, But I think I do pretty good.
Oh, give yourself a pat on the back with your FI. I think I do pretty good. Look at it.
In what way? Well, I have a very well-run organization.
I have a well-run organization as FI again. Boy, and she is a bitch.
I have very competent people.
I have very competent. Remember I told y'all about NTs? They love mastery and competency. That's like a number one need of theirs. If you are incompetent, we will freak the fuck out on you. Like, do not come around an NT and be incompetent. You can read that shit a mile away.
A job, and they do them well. And if they don't, then they know that they're going to hear from me. So
I told you she's a bitch. What I say, man, she's one of those INTJ bitches, man. One of them INTJ like asses.
A soft cookie.
Sometimes.
Always?
Not always. No. Sometimes. That means sometimes.
That means some time.
How is it, to all of a sudden to become the boss of your own family, of your own father and mother in a way? Does it work like that? Or are you still, the little girl sometimes?
Sometimes. Yeah, and sometimes they treat me as if I'm the little girl. I don't think that I'll ever go away. I am the baby of the family, but a lot of times I'm the oldest.
Title, I'm a baby of the family. Boy, them INTJ, boy.
Seems to be. But my mother and father are my mother and father first. They are my employees second, and sometimes that varies. Sometimes they are my employees, on any given day. And, we have to make decisions on a professional basis, on a business basis, and it can't be mommy, daddy, or daughter. It has to be John, Sissy, and Whitney, or Whitney and John, or whatever,
Talking about being effective, too. Yeah, we're done here.
Did you actually start seeing?
Holy shit, we're done here, man. She's INTJ. Yeah, so personality database, you fucked that up so bad. She's not an ESFJ. ESFJs are initiating. They're systematic. They're FE users. Did she seem like an FE user to you? The way she's busting this girl's ass? That means sometimes. Does she sound like an FE user to you? Sound like she got FE somewhere low, in the 7th or 8th spot. But like we're saying, ESFJs are systematic, initiating, progression, informative. Okay, also informative and the concrete. Okay, what she is we notice very early on that she's direct. Okay, she's responding. She takes like a little second here and there to respond to anything, and she stays primarily on whatever the girl asks her. She didn't change the subject not once. Okay, she's progression. She talks about how things move. She doesn't really like jump in there with a hardcore plan. So that's progression. We noticed that she's very pragmatic. She cares about doing what's effective. She likes her freedom. She's an SENI user. She knows what she wants. She's very confident on how her future will play out. She's a TFI user. She talks about achievements, giving herself, great this. I run a good business here, giving herself that good old pat on the back. And she's systematic. She talks about how the business works, how this works, how she treats her parents in this role and that role. Systematic TFI, she's INTJ. Personality database, you fucked this up. But yeah, she's not an ESFJ. But yeah, there's a little chart here. INTJs is in the rationals, so right there. Systematic progression, chart the course. NI in the first spot, TE in the second spot, FI in the third spot, SE in the fourth spot, and opposing NE. Critic TI, trickster FE, and SI is in the eighth spot. So if you don't know the trickster, INTJs are completely unaware of how people feel, but they believe they do know how people feel. It's kind of funny, but yeah. This is Mongolian Mindset, and we're out.